whether to bear with ignorance and death, or hew the ways of immortality, to win or lose the godlike game for man, was her soul's issue, drawn with destiny's dice. The assigner of the ordeal and the path, the dubious Godhead with the torch of pain, the godlike pain, the pang divine, the assigner of the ordeal and the path. He has become alert in the life of Savitri, alert and proactive in the young princess's life, which is about to flower up into love. He has assigned a task to her. The task is to fill the abyss of creation with her vast self. Fill it with the self of light. Fill it with the self of joy. Fill the abyss of creation with the self of might. That is the aspect of the Eternal's impeccable strategy. The Supreme has sacrificed himself to bring out a creation where he wasn't. That is to happen by his own incarnate power, by his Shakti, by his executive force. She taking birth in this creation where he remains concealed, where he remains hidden and absent from activity. It is there that she has to create a new world. Yet his will is always there, working through her. Yet his urge is always there, prompting the movements. That is the point where the assigner of the ordeal and the path steps in. He has pang divine in the context of the body's difficulty, in the context of the ache felt by the body, that awakens Savitri to the reality of this material basis of life as it presently is. So, the breakup of the Eternal's wonderful strategy is, firstly, it is the holocaust of the soul. Holocaust ending in death and fall and sorrow. To begin with, it is the holocaust of the soul. This holocaust ending in death and fall and sorrow. To come out of it, the law of pain. To come out of this death and fall and sorrow, one is subject to the law of pain. That assigner assigned that road to Savitri to fill the abyss with her vast self, her divinest elements being assailed as a part of that working strategy. She passing through the fire test, she undergoing Agni Pariksha. Savitri's strength is forced on the road. Savitri's strength is forced on the road toward this. She having accepted the mortal birth, she, the omniscient goddess, the divine Savitri, coming into mortal world, the divine Savitri coming as human Savitri. It is she who is forced on the road. Human Savitri at this apex juncture has two alternatives. She can give up in life this entire tiresome and frustrating effort, she can suffer silently the rule of ignorance and death and get caught, remain in that cycle. To give up in life this entire tiresome and frustrating effort, to suffer silently the rule of ignorance and death, that is one option to Savitri. The other is to hew the ways of immortality through the deadly formidable rock of ancient mortality, of ancient ignorance. Mortality governed by death. Of these two choices, of these two options, whether to give up this life or to hew the ways of immortality, that is the issue of the soul of Savitri. That is her soul's issue, to win or to lose the destiny's game. But there is something in Savitri which will never accept the first alternative, which will never accept defeat, which will never suffer the ignominy of death and ignorance. Her soul is ever awake, awake even in her human state. Savitri is not going to accept this proposition of submitting herself to ignorance and death. Savitri is going to choose the second, how so much hard that choice might be, the second choice might be. Savitri is not going to submit and suffer. Such is her powerful will, such is her imperial will, such is her imperious will. Here is a conscious being, Savitri is a conscious being. Here is a self-born force, Swayambhu Shakti. And she has come here to battle out the issue. She has come here to solve the difficulty of this world, the hard and crucial issue that is at the very base of this world, at the base of this world of mortality, at the base of this Mrityu Loka. It is to solve that issue she has taken this human birth. Towards that, she will do whatever has got to be done. Savitri will fight the battle of the night. She will fight it with a luminous divine force. She, the divine force incarnating in her soul. Savitri will then fight the battle of the day. She will fight it in the will of the Lord. She will fight the battle of the night with the divine force. She will fight the battle of the day in the will of the Lord. It is the will of the deathless and the free. Deathless in a mortal world, free of the bondage of limiting time and chance and fate, free of the law of helpless death. Surely the throne of inconscience is safe, safe in the hands of ignorance and death. They ever guarding it, but that shall be not so anymore. That shall be not so anymore. With Savitri, she wielding the sword of triumph. Here is one with a limitless flame, sun splendid and diamond strong. Savitri, the sun splendid and diamond strong. Now, to stay the wheels of doom, has His greatness arisen. She is poised to do it. The day of Satyavan's death has arrived. She is going to meet death at the noon hour. She is going to make him look into the eyes of the omnipotent force, the divine Shakti. In it, he will be transformed into his true being. He shall become the giver of the boon by which will Krishna and Kali step into this mortal world.